My name is Evan Mack, and I rock for all the brothers in AEPi who have been affected by cancer.
My name is Jacob Resnick, and I rock for my grandpa Morris.
My name is Noah Perlutsky, and I rock for my late grandfather Barry.
Rockathon started in 1969 when Jack Fishman and Gary Panitz spearheaded a campaign raising $3,200 for the March of Dimes. Since then, the biennial event has turned into a brotherhood vote for who's going to sit in a rocking chair in downtown Columbia for 63 hours straight. Since then, we have raised over $1 million for American Cancer Society in our 52 years.
This year, our rocker Brian Carter will sit on April 15th and rock throughout April 17th, while the rest of our brothers here at Alpha Epsilon Pi will be scattered across the city of Columbia collecting donations. Our journey this past year, just like everywhere else, has been far, far from normal. But unfortunately, cancer still continues to take the lives of our loved ones throughout the pandemic. Our fundraising efforts will look a bit different due to COVID. However, we will continue in our mission to fight against cancer.
With masks, gloves, and hand sanitizer ready, AEPi will set out to raise as much money as possible for lung cancer research. COVID-19 may affect how close we stand, how many hands we'll shake, and how many hugs we'll celebrate with, but it will not change our mission. Now, more than ever, cancer and Rockathon alike needs your support.
AEPi would like to thank Edward Jones for presenting Rockathon 2021. We would also like to thank 4 Points Catering, Marquet Management, Renaissance Financial, The Den, The Row, IMG Financial, and the YPD of Jewish Federation of St. Louis for their support.
In just a few moments, you'll hear some amazing leaders, a look back at the history of Rockathon, and hear how you can help support the American Cancer Society and AEPi's Rockathon philanthropy event.
It's Jeff Mallon, rocker, 40 years ago, 1981.
Hey guys, Austin Dubinsky here, Rockathon co-chair 2017.
Hey everyone, I'm Matt Sunshine, and I was the rocker way back in 1989, and I still have the T-shirt.
I want to wish good luck to all the brothers experiencing Rockathon 2021. My favorite Rockathon memory was sitting up on stage with Adam Pressler, my co-chair, being able to be right next to him as we announced our number, and being able to share in that joy with the rest of the brothers.
My fondest memory of that is just on Broadway, standing up with wobbly legs after all those 60 some odd hours.
It was when we were all gathered around up on the podium or up on the stage there on Broadway, and everyone was gathered around, and my family had come in from St. Louis, and I had rocked because I had lost my grandmother to cancer.
Being able to celebrate all the hard work that went into the last year, putting on Rockathon 2017, and raising over $100,000 for the American Cancer Society.
It was just a real special thing, and seeing all the money that we raised and all the hard work that went into raising the money, and the countless hours of the rockers in the rocking chair, but the countless hours of all the brothers on the streets canning and collecting and door knocking and making those phone calls. Man, it's truly one of those memories that you never forget.
After all those 60 some odd hours and having the whole sea of my brothers out there who had worked all weekend long so hard to raise so much money, and then seeing our master Sheldon Corlin present a check to the American Cancer Society. Greatest memory. Good luck, brothers. Have a great 2021.
Again, good luck, Rockathon 2021. Can't wait to see what you guys do.
I just absolutely love Rockathon. I wish you all the very, very best of luck, and I truly have just the most amazing memory of the event.
Hi, my name is Brian Carter, and I am the rocker for Rockathon 2021. So a little bit about why I rock specifically. So I had two older brothers that were also members of AEPi and participated in previous Rockathons, and I remember asking both of them growing up what their proudest accomplishment was being a part of AEPi, and both of them without hesitation said Rockathon. And just the fact that they were able to be a part of an event that raises so much money for an important cause that really does affect so many people in one way or another. And that really resonated with me, and I knew one day that I wanted to be a part of Rockathon and be the rocker one day. And unfortunately, like many others, I have been affected by cancer. My great-grandma was a skin cancer survivor. I currently have 2 aunts that are in breast cancer remission. And unfortunately, when I was in 7th grade, my grandma passed away from brain cancer. And, that's the sad reality of it. It affects everybody differently. Some people are lucky while others aren't. And that's why this event is so near and dear to my heart, and why raising the money we do is so important, because it really can change someone's life who is going through this disease right now. So my name is Brian, and I hope you rock with me.
Hello everyone, my name is Joe Pena, President of Worldwide Technology in St. Louis, and I'm also a 3+ year cancer survivor. I was asked by the American Cancer Society to share my cancer journey with you all, but before I do, I absolutely like to do a shout out to the men of AEPi for their leadership in raising much needed funds while driving great awareness for the American Cancer Society through your Rockathon great events. I realize that you're partnered for the American Cancer Society for over 52 years. I believe you've held 26 events and raised over $1 million collectively. I mean, wow, that's incredible. And as you know, those funds drive cancer awareness, prevention, research, patient care, and many of the great programs represented by the American Cancer Society. Huge impact, and can't thank you all enough for that. So maybe I'll probably spend a few minutes on my cancer journey and how that relates to the American Cancer Society, and then I'll close it up. So really my journey started almost 4 years ago. I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma of the head and neck, specifically my tongue, hence my whole accent, because they had to take 60% of my tongue out. But they also found cancer on the floor of my mouth and in my lymph nodes on my neck. So after 2 major surgeries, where one of the surgeries they replaced part of my tongue with tissue from my forearm, I also had 2 other minor surgeries. Breathing through a trach for a month, eating out of a feeding tube for 4 to 5 months, being put on fentanyl, oxycodone, hydrocodone, lidocaine, this thing called magic mouthwash. Really wasn't much magic about it, to be honest with you. And then 33 radiation treatments that, by the way, brought me to my knees. Had to relearn how to speak, but 10 months later, I was on the other side. It was a long journey, to say the least. People ask me in that journey, they say, man, what was that like? You went through so many difficult times, and you're in pain, and you couldn't speak for a long time. What was that like? And a few words come to my mind. The first one was difficult. It was very, very difficult. I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy. Times were very, very tough, and every day seemed there was something new that was hitting me. But, so difficult would be my first word. I think the second word would be humbling. At least feel humbled when someone says, hey, you have cancer. You're humbled when you can't even bathe yourself. You're humbled when someone has to feed you and feed you through a feeding tube. And you're humbled when you see someone in the radiation room who, like me, but maybe is 10 years old, and they're in their mom's arms, and you're just really humbled by the observations that you see around. So humbling would absolutely be a word I'd describe. But I'd say the next word is blessed. And people always say, wow, you've been through so much. Why would you say you're blessed? And I would say I'm blessed because, number one, I'm able to do this video for you all right now. And I know there are at least 2 people that sit in my support group, or sat in my support group, they aren't sitting there anymore. So I am truly blessed to be here and be able to do this as an example. The other reason I'm blessed is because I have had an awesome support system around me, kind of led by my wife and driven by my faith. My wife was just a absolute angel in the compassion, caring, and she challenged me, she pushed me, but she was something that I don't even know how to explain other than an angel. to help me get through this very, very difficult time. So definitely one definition I learned over this is the definition of unconditional love, because I just don't know what it was like for her, but what she did was just, like I said, so uplifting. I'm not sure where I would be without her, so can't thank her enough for that. But in my journey, I still had one thing in mind. I had a goal, and that goal was to get to the other side. I knew that I would have, many battles I knew I would face based on what I was going through, but I had a goal that I was going to win every one of those battles. And I'll tell you, that was a wrong assumption. I lost many of those battles, but I quickly realized that I had to regroup and to fight another day. But it was very difficult to be able to lose and then quickly figure out how to get back on my feet and get strong as best I could. But I never lost sight when I lost those battles to getting on that other side, which was that one goal. Even though my journey right now, people would say, "Oh, it's over," and something like, your journey is never over. I still face all challenges, many challenges based on repercussions from the radiation and so forth. I'll always be reminded of what happened to me, when I speak, like I'm speaking now, when I eat, when I swallow. But I never forget, how blessed that I really am. So when I think about, when I reflect on this journey, the other word that pops in my head is the word choice. I had many different choices in my journey. I had choices when I wake up, how I was going to treat my wife, how I was going to treat my other family members, what mood I was going to be in. Was I going to go for a walk? Was I not? I would have the choice to pick myself up, stand tall, represent myself the right way in front of my family. So I had choices every day. A couple that popped in my mind too, where one choice was I had a choice to attend my son's graduation from college. It was local, so I didn't have to travel. But and I was very sick that day, and I know my wife said, "You are not going." I said, "I'm going." And I put my suit on, went down there, and was feeling very, very sick. And I know when they were doing the diplomas, they were on finance degrees. He's a business major, they were on finance degrees, starts with an F. He majored in marketing, M. So I'm thinking, I have to get sick. Well, I need to get back in. How many degrees are between F and M? I couldn't figure it out, but I took a run for it. And I got sick and came back, and I just enough time to snap a picture of him walking across the stage. And so happy about it. But that was one of my choices to do that. And the other choice I had when speech was still very, very difficult, my mom passed away, and I felt compelled to do the eulogy. And it was one of the most difficult things I've ever done from an emotional side, but also from just trying to get the words out as well. But that was a choice that I had. Those are my choices as examples. And I think life is made of many different choices, whether you're going through a journey or not. But those are the choices and the path that I decided to walk on. It reminds me of a quote that a friend of mine, who's an author of, you may have heard of him, John O'Leary, who wrote On Fire and just recently In Awe. He told me when I had breakfast with him one time, and it's in his book too, his quote, but sometimes you can't always choose the path that you walk in life, but you can always choose the manner in which you walk it. So that was my choices that I talked about. My next choice is I have to live up to a survivor's obligation. And when I say that, I live up to those with the ideas of gratitude, of growth, and giving back. That's my choice, and very, very important to me, hence why I'm doing this video as well. Now, you all have a choice, and that choice is to get involved and stand behind the men at AEPi through this Rockathon campaign. I realize, the AEPi has chosen lung cancer research as the initiative, and I think you picked a great one. A couple of reasons. Number one, if my cancer ever comes back, the first place it shows up is the lung, all right? But also it happens to be the most common cause of cancer deaths in the US. So the impact you all can make is huge, tremendous, and so forth. So can't thank them enough for choosing that one. But in closing, on behalf of the American Cancer Society, me as a survivor, and all the people who have been impacted by this terrible disease, whether it's yourselves, your friends, your family, and co-workers and so forth. I want to thank the men of AEPi, all that they've done to support this effort, all the people who will support them in this great effort and lead as part of this fight. You know, your impact will continue to be felt by so many. And when I say that, first thing that pops in my head is I'll never forget the great American Cancer Society mission statement. And I'll end it with this, is to save lives, celebrate lives, and lead the fight for a world without cancer. Best of luck in the campaign. God bless.
We all know that COVID has yet to allow us to return to normal life and that people are still struggling. Cancer patients and Rockathon alike are no different.
Our event has had to change in a multitude of ways. We haven't been able to fundraise how we have in the past.
Due to COVID, cancer patients are at an even higher risk due to immune deficiency that accompanies cancer. This is why it is more important than ever to raise money to fund cancer research that can cure this disastrous disease.
You can help today by visiting www.rockathon.com. We also have Venmo, which is @Mizzou Rockathon, or you can send a check to the American Cancer Society St. Louis with the memo of Rockathon.
Together, we can make a difference.